welcome to another episode of Movers and Shakers of Paarl. Today I'm super excited. I've got SA's King of Couture with me, and he's from Paarl. For those of you that are joining for the first time, what this is purely just to showcase Paarl excellence, normal, ordinary people of Paarl just doing amazing things. And I've got Jacques LaGrange here. So he is the King of Couture. Recently he's been dubbed that name. I think exciting part about Jacques, and why I want to speak to him as well, is that he's been all over the world, he's living his dream, and I just wanted to find out a bit about his journey. He also had a quick stint at New York Fashion Week, which is also probably every designer's dream. So Jacques, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so what brings you to Paarl, to the coldness?
Well, you, of course, and then visiting my mother.
Okay, cool. So you're just here for the weekend?
No, only for one day. I'm off tomorrow morning early.
All right. So tell me a bit before we get into the professional Jacques. Where did we grow up? School, high school?
Obviously from Paarl.
Yeah.
Went to Paarl Gym.
Okay.
Then I went studying South African Academy of Clothing Technology, and then after that I worked for Errol Arends for 6.5 years.
Oh wow.
Moved to Paris, moved back, launched a kind of a company in Cape Town, did one wedding dress, never looked back.
Wow, nice. So Errol Arends was like an intern, do it for free, or how did
No,
it
it was a paid job.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. 6.5 years paid job, and I think I was there the longest.
Okay.
I believe.
So highlights of the school loopbaan. So of course we went to Gym.
Yes.
Inter school's probably not something on your
Hell no.
Highlight?
I think I had a great upbringing in Paarl, and you know what? I was always the rebel. I didn't fit into the box. Still don't fit into the box. I was called a rebel, bad attitude, but look at me today.
So what happens? You get home in matric and you tell Mom, I want to be a designer, and she says, Jacques, perfect, go ahead.
No, it actually happened earlier. Like, I think it was always a dream of mine being a creative. I think like 9-10 years old already. And if you look back, making dresses for my sister's dolls and stuff, I was always creative. My mother dropped me off at drama school, the old Meal Theatre, yes, for plays. I went to music school, I went to art school, so it was always in my gene.
So it's a creative Jacques.
Yes.
And so when did the first big thing happen in your life with designing? What was that trigger that said, Jacques, this is where we're going?
I think, like I said earlier, I did like kind of dresses for my sister's dolls, sorry. But I think I did a fashion show when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
And that was on that television program called Techies. It was an Afrikaans program.
Yes.
And I remember my mother said, you can do whatever you want to as long as you're happy. That's what I remember. So I think that started it. And then obviously everything irritated me because, you want to be bigger. You always think you know everything in life. So then obviously finished school, went studying, and then I did one dress. We ended up on every cover of every newspaper on a Sunday and a Monday because we went to the JB Met. Wow. We won the best dressed, and I never looked back.
Wow, was this early in the stage of your?
Yeah, very. I think I just started working for Errol. I think I was 3 months with Errol, and then it happened. So yeah.
So when did you go onto your own? I mean, you're working with Errol. Did you have to decide, okay, I think I've got this under control, I can do my own designs? How does it work?
I kind of did it on the side, and then I left him after 3 years.
Okay.
And then I started my own thing, and then Errol asked me to come back. So I helped him out like half days for 3.5 years, and it just didn't work after that because, I mean, obviously I got busier and busier.
Yeah.
And now having 80% European-based clients, I'm like fully booked for the whole year. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so exciting time. So tell me, how does New York Fashion Week, do you get a phone call and say, hi Jacques, we want you at New York Fashion Week? How does it work?
That's how my incident worked. I was invited. They paid for my trip. It was Rabab, and it was part of the Marika Fashion Week. So last year it was the first Modest Fashion Week. They also invited me there. And this year I'm actually invited them back. So I'm hosting the New York Fashion Week designers in South Africa.
I saw in October sometime.
Yes,
wow.
And I'm doing it with Red Carpet Concepts with Jade Allen. So yeah, that's our little baby at the moment.
Okay, cool. So you put down the phone and it's like, would you phone first? Or you said, guys, you won't believe what's the reaction? Isn't that the dream come true call?
Yes, of course, and like I said to people, it was a dream come true. I was a little boy, butterflies in my tummy, but it was so surreal, but it was also like not what I expected. you know, the first year I was. Second year was the you kind of meet the people, and you kind of feel that it's not really what you had in mind because it's like pros and cons.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all smoke and mirrors. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
So
Okay, so what's the experience like? So you go up and you take your clothes and
Yes,
you bring them all down the aisle. I mean, the catwalk.
the catwalk.
Sorry. The aisle.
So they did the models. They cast all the models. So I just flew in with the collection. I fitted the first collection, I think, 3 days before the collection.
Okay.
There was not a lot of alterations on that collection. Last year's collection, there was like 1 or 2 nips and tucks.
Okay.
And I actually fitted some of the girls half an hour before the show. Because, you know, New York, we showed at the City Museum of New York.
Okay.
And some of the models was in 30th Street.
Okay.
And I think we were at like 50.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like traffic and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a bit timeline. So
Yeah.
that was last minute.
So would you say that's the highlight of your career?
No, I don't think so. I think there's too many to mention.
Which
I mean,
one?
New York popping up now. My clients is popping up. As I just mentioned, 80% European-based clients. I travel to see them, or they fly to me. That I think it's a highlight. I mean, just now being in Sari magazine for the 70th birthday issue. I mean, I was one of the 7 chosen South African designers. I think that's quite big. But every day it's something new for me, and every day is a challenge. So I mean, if something happens, everything pops up.
No, of course.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that, who's the person that inspires you? Who's that one that makes you wake up in the morning?
I think I have to say first myself, because I need to tell myself get out of bed, and you know. But at the end of the day, I think my clients do inspire me,
Okay.
and when I travel, that's really a big inspiration in my life.
And of course, your clients are niche people, know what they want, determined people. They don't puff around. Not at all. They say exactly what they want.
And they're the real A-list of the world. And being the real A-list, they can afford anybody, but they chose me. So that to me is like really amazing. And I mean, we build up a relationship over the years. I have one client, she's been with me now for 20 years, and I've been 20 years in business. So she will call and say, Jacques, I'll be in Cape Town that day. I have a wedding, and they just fit. I just had a call today from a client, also client, she's been a client of 18 years. She said, I'm seeing you next week Wednesday, I'm fitting. I think I'm designing. She said,
Yeah.
I want to fit anything.
Amazing.
So whatever I can do.
So I saw there was an interview you did about 5 years ago. And in that interview, they asked you, Jacques, what is your 5-year plan? And in that, I just want to tick the boxes. There were 4 things you mentioned.
Okay.
The one thing was travel the world.
Okay.
We're ticking that.
Yes.
The other one was a high-end fashion line. We
Okay.
tick that box, right?
Yes.
And then there was I think it was a road. You said you want to be in a shop, a road. I wrote it down.
Okay.
Just bear with me. I wrote it down here. Saks Fifth Avenue.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You said you want in 5 years' time, you want your line of clothes to be in that shop.
Well, it didn't happen, but New York did invite me.
Yeah,
So I mean, that to me is amazing. And you know, what I just saw in New York, the last 3 years that I've done New York Fashion Week, they focus a lot on the local designers. There's a lot of unknown brands out there, but the quality is amazing. And I mean, that's what I think we should do for ourselves as well in South Africa and across the world. We should promote our own people. And the thing is with South Africa, I don't think the quality is up to standard. Some of them, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we are a little bit behind, and we always will be behind, unfortunately.
So when you go overseas and you take your items, do they say, wow, is this from South Africa? Or do they say, we can see that's from South Africa?
No, it happened when I did Moscow. There was a couple of other designers. I think we were 16 creatives they've invited.
Okay.
And I remember some of the high-end people came around and said, where are you guys from? So I said, I'm from Cape Town, South Africa.
Yeah.
And she said, this is not from South Africa. I was like, yes, it is. She said, no, it looked European. But I was the only one that they connected with and not the rest. And that's what I'm saying. You need to kind of select certain people, and you need to back them. And I think South Africans, they fall over every season there's somebody new.
Yeah,
and you can't focus on quality if you
Yeah.
kind of jump in every season.
How important is taking risks in what you do?
I take risks every day.
Okay.
You have to. You have
To be better than the rest, you have to take risks.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you know what? I don't see it as a failure. I see it as a lesson learned. If something goes wrong, I mean, that's how we grow, I think.
Yeah, true. So Jacques, I've just got 10 quick questions for you just to get to know Jacques better.
Okay.
Supper with 3 people, dead or alive, doesn't matter, who would it be?
Well, I have to say, first, I think my friend Millie,
Okay.
because she's just a crazy one, and I think she's the joker of the pack always. A friend of mine and a client of 20 years, Leonie, because of her laugh.
Okay.
And then somebody I suppose myself, because I'm also always the core jester.
Yeah,
You know,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
So I think that's the three of us. Yeah.
If you could play in any band, which band would it be?
Difficult one. There's so many. Top of my list, I would say Queen. Yeah.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, I did.
Amazing.
Loved it.
Do you watch TV?
No, not really.
Do you binge watch series?
I have.
Okay, so which series would you want to have a cameo role in?
I think Lipstick Jungle or Sex and the City is kind of very similar.
Okay,
Yeah.
similar. Pinch myself moment.
Almost every day.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Waking up in the morning saying this is a dream come true.
Yes. I
Wow.
think every day. Yeah.
That's amazing. What would you tell your 20-year-old self?
Hang out with different people, because I think I don't regret certain things in life. Only regret the time I wasted on the wrong people. So yeah.
Yeah. If you had a billboard up on the N1, Jacques' face there, speech bubble, what would you want? What would you want the people to know?
Have fun and fuck the rest.
Perfect. Yeah, who inspires you except yourself? Who inspires you?
People and travels.
Right.
I mean, cultures. I love trying different things. I mean, I go off the beaten track if I travel, and I meet amazing people. And I think my manners took me all over the world. So yeah.
So, favorite country, favorite city, top.
You know what? Again, there's too many, but New York is like a Cape Town
Yeah.
for me. But I did fall in love with India.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Nice. When was that moment where you thought you've reached success? Like-
Have I?
Yeah,
I don't
but-
think I have.
No, but I mean, when you felt what I've been doing, this is the payoff. I worked so hard, and now it's happening.
I must be honest, I never really had that moment, because every day to me, I pinch myself because I love what I do. And people ask me, oh, I saw you so busy. It's like, what did I do? I forgot about it. Because every day I start on this clean slate. I don't worry about what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What is success?
Yeah.
Success for me and for you is completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
Some
true.
people drive a fancy car and they think they're successful. I travel. And I mean, that
so
to
what
me is my passion.
What's your definition of success for you?
Success is somebody in a dream job that they imagined themselves being in and being happy.
Wow.
I think that is success to me.
That's deep.
That is
That's
deep.
true.
Yeah.
Your biggest failure, the one where you learned your biggest lesson?
I have to say it was one client. She was a client of 13 years, and she was a con.
Oh.
Yes, and I think that changed my mindset about life, and that's why you always have to be 3 steps ahead. And in
Wow.
my case, sometimes 5.
So how do you con? You make me a dress, I'll pay you, I'll wear it, and I don't pay you.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
But now she's not on the social scene anymore. We took care of that. So
Would you want, or what? Yeah, what do you want the world to remember as when you leave Earth one day?
I think me really being the person I am, enjoyed myself, and I always had fun. Yeah.
You've got 20 young designers in front of you. They're asking you, Jacques, we also want to follow those footsteps.
Yeah.
Advice, 2-3 sentences of advice.
First thing, jump in. No matter how deep the ocean is, jump in. Don't look around you. And if you get tired, I always say there's rest. But if you look around you, don't compare yourself with other people, because it's not their journey. I know a lot of people saying that, but that's very, very important for me. And you know what? Hard work. People ask me, you're all over, but it's constant work. I think the more successful you become and the more well-known you become, the job is actually harder. You know what I mean?
I totally.
And people think because you're well-known, it just happens. And I mean, somebody told me the other day that I thought you were born with a silver spoon, but you were actually born with a gold spoon. And I don't believe that, because it's hard work. And that's what people what you put in, you'll get out eventually.
And I also think it's the younger generation doesn't know that hard. They don't want that hard work thing.
No, because again, they want to work 5 minutes for 5 months of fame. We work 5 months for 5 minutes of fame, and that's the difference.
Yeah. Your most famous moment when you met the most fame. What is your like, what you call it, starstruck moment, fame moment?
I never had a starstruck moment, never.
Okay.
But I've met some incredible people. I've met Richard Branson, he was amazing. And I remember as a little boy growing up in Paarl, we waited 3 to 6 months for certain magazines to arrive here. I mean, that's... and now it's on a click of a cell phone, I mean, live shows. And I remember in 96, there was the Galliano collection for Dior came out. And I was lucky enough last year to be in Paris to see the Dior exhibition. And I remember that was kind of a trigger, that thing. And I remember my first week in Paris, I met John Galliano.
Okay, wow.
That to me was, if I think back now, I wasn't starstruck, but it was like, well, it should have been a starstruck moment.
So what's the plan? What's the Jacques Couture? When did you get the name of Jacques? Was that your thing all the time? The name Jacques?
Jacques LaGrange.
Yeah,
that's
couture.
my surname. No, couture is what I do. So that's what I call the label Jacques LaGrange Couture.
Cool.
We actually do haute couture, which is high fashion, the French word for high fashion. But I mean, we can't call it like champagne. We're not in France, so it's just couture.
Okay.
But it's so funny. Some people ask me, "Did you get married?"
What?
I mean, they think it's a surname. It's like, thank God my father didn't name me Fanny or somebody, you know. So I mean, it wouldn't have worked.
So I wanted to know, most expensive dress that you've made.
Well, we can't reveal that because that was a private client, and we can never discuss clients, as you know, because they're really high-end clients. But you know, the skirt that's doing the rounds, that was like 280,000 rand. We worked 2.5 months on that skirt.
Okay.
So that was just like last week on display in the waterfront.
Oh, nice.
And that's a piece. I don't think we want to sell it because we would like to keep it for a museum or something. But yeah, that at the moment is one of the most expensive pieces.
So what's the plan? What's the Jacques plan?
Do you have more time?
Yeah,
it's really it's mind blowing what we're busy with. As you know, I'm coming back next month to cook at Kunjani. You know, it's clients, it's private shows, it's the New York show. There's a lot of things in the pipeline that we can't discuss. So yeah, we have a really, really full year ahead of us.
And personally?
Personally, I think if there's time, I would like to see New York over Christmas. I want a white Christmas again. Nice. So that's the kind of plan. And I want to see Japan. I wanted to see Japan since I was like a 10-year-old boy, and it needs to happen. But every time something happens and I can't go.
Is it for the fashion or is it because of the
No,
country?
I just think, I think the whole Oriental kind of lifestyle is the way forward, the simplistic and the quality of life. That's, I think I hunger for that.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Do you want to talk? We can.
No.
Thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of the evening in Paarl.
Thank you.
Hopefully we see you soon.
Will do. Ciao.